Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. My dear respected brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I want to urge you, and I want to ask you, inshallah, to listen to the whole video because it's something
Watching this video.
that I hope that is beneficial to all of us, inshallah. Now, we have been making videos previously. Unfortunately, I just stopped because of Ramadan and because of Eid and stuff like that. And I mean, it's the time of worship, ibadah for all of us, and I didn't want to, send out these videos, even though I believe that is, the month of Ramadan is the month of unity and it's the month of striving and, shedding light on the truth and also. But I just thought, you know what, I would rather focus on my ibadah and stuff like that. So inshallah, today's episode is called Life After Divorce. Just like if you remember, Biggie had an album called Life After Death. Now, a lot of people, some people don't believe on life after death. Us as Muslims, we believe that there is, life after death starts with the grave, which is the barzakh, and the thing is, with going into this life, I mean, no one's been there, so you have to go there for yourself to see it for yourself. And no matter how much books have been written about the grave, or about heaven or hell, or the straight path, all of these things, you have to see it, not just to believe it, just to because as much as you imagine, you have to be there. Okay, and it's just a matter of time when it comes to the life after death. But life after divorce, not everyone gets there. Okay, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in our marriage and relationships, and not to wish upon anyone to see that life. That life is not for everyone, and it's very hard decision to make. When you say, we're gonna end this marriage, it's not an easy thing, and you have to live with it. Even if you move on and get married or remarried or whatever it is, it's still there. Now, with the life after divorce, there's layers. So just imagine how you got levels of heaven and hell, where you got darajat, which is levels of that are elevating you from one heaven to another until the highest, which is al-firdaus. You've got darakat, so you've got darajat and you've got darakat. Darakat is the the layers in hell. Yeah, so you've got a dark al-asfal, yeah, which is the lowest level in Jahannam. Yeah, and this is where the hypocrites are. Okay, so what happens after death, after divorce? There's multiple layers, and the first layer is just you being divorced, no children, everyone counted his losses or her losses and moved on. So it might be a case where this person proposed, and before you got together, the divorce happened. So in some cases, you might move from one community to another, and that that's not even mentioned. You sometimes you just say, okay, it happened, but there was not intimacy between us, and that's it. The other stage is where you've lived with the person, i.e. you've had sexual relationship with the person, but there's no there's no children between you, and that's easier as well because it's just a bit of feelings, and then you move on. You both might come to an agreement because that I don't think I could live with you, and you both agreed on the thing, and then it became tasrih bi ihsan, which is to divorce the person in the best manners, or it might be khula, where the woman has to go to the judge and the man still doesn't want to give her her divorce, and then what happens? The judge has to order her divorce, and it becomes very nasty because the word khula itself is painful. When you go and take off your tooth, it's called khala. So it's taking it from its root, it's taking it from its place, and again, that person or that relationship will have an infection, will be infected somehow, because no man wants to be, even if he doesn't want to give divorce, and Islam says, go to the judge, and it's Islamic. Again, the man would not like it because of his ego and his pride, and and it's not a good thing, especially in the West. If a woman doesn't want to be with you, and she's gonna go all the way to Khula, it's Islamic, and I'm not against it. But I say to you, just say, you know what, sister. It depends as well if it's gonna cause you harm, because some brothers, they believe if she doesn't know what she's saying, or she just doesn't know the whole story. But if it's blatantly, I can't be with you, it's you. It's not what mom says, it's you as a person. I've never, saw you like this. I've never saw you as this, or I don't want to be with you. Like, you don't have to hear this about yourself, bro. Just give her divorce. But if it's about how you treated me, or anything like that, if you can compromise, just give her what she wants before you go to the judge, and so on. Yeah. And then there's the other layer where you've got the children now. They're involved. What happens then? What happens in this, life after divorce when there's children between you? Now, we're going always to the bad extreme, because this channel is not about the good examples. Yeah, it's about the bad examples. Yeah. So what happens? You got children together and you're not seeing them as much, and it's gone to parental alienation. And yeah, this is why you're going to court. Now, the worst layer of that is when, okay, I'm not seeing my children, and we're divorced Islamically, yeah? And legally, let's say, or Islamically only because we weren't married legally, whatever special or anything. But he was like, but you know what? Because you're the most knowledgeable person in my circle. And unfortunately, this brother, I haven't seen him for 5 years. And I was like, bro, if I'm the best brother or the most knowledgeable brother in your circle, you definitely need to change your circle. And he started laughing. So he was like, look, my ex-wife, she got married, and I didn't know, and I only found out from my child, yeah. And the child's coming saying, oh, I call him Baba now. So he was like, can you call him Baba? Is it Islamically allowed? And I said, so what, is it just about calling him Baba? He said, no, but in that case, can I take my children if the mother gets married? Now, this is the thing now. When the mom gets divorced before she gets married, yeah. So this is another level, yeah. So let's go back that she got divorced from you. Islamically, how long can these children live with her? Or do they automatically go to mom? Now in the UK, there's no automatic residency. One of them, you have to agree between you, but obviously the court will lean towards mom because it's the matrimonial home, and probably you will leave the house or stuff like that, and it's always the children. Obviously legally it's between you two, but anyway, it goes towards mom. But Islamically now, okay, so if it's a boy, when he reaches a certain age, what happens? When it's a girl, what happens? Which of them goes automatically to dad when they reach 7? I don't want to get into these opinions, because I don't want to be passing rulings and arguing with brothers and sisters over what I'm spreading, because there's difference of opinions. Now, with the brother, I said to him, okay, this is what the scholars say, but there's always a loophole. Yeah, so they can easily say, oh, yes, this ruling is for a Muslim man, but this man, he doesn't treat the children Islamically, and he doesn't treat me Islamically, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she can set examples, and then that's the loophole right there. And he was like, you know what, for real, and I was like, look, from time it goes to all of this conversation, know that there's no trust between you and mom. From time you bring law into it, from time you bring text, Islamically and this and that. This is when it gets a bit nasty and everyone has to put their guards up. Now, the next layer is when the mother gets married. And this is what happened with the brother. So the mom gets married and she doesn't tell him. And this is what I say that, Yani, what are you asking for? Yani, my sisters, what are you asking for? Like when something happened and you say, why did you do that? I say, brother, he was asking for it. Yeah. And I'm talking just on a normal level, yeah. Okay. It's not right to just take someone's children and not let them know about them. And when he wants to see them, you're talking about all safeguarding, and he doesn't know about his children, and the children have got needs, and because every child's got a need when mum doesn't want the children to see dad. But for her to bring a new partner to the house, not knowing about him, because remember, Islamically, you have to live with the person. You have to marry them, then live with them, not live with them and then marry them. Yeah. And you don't have their DPS, you don't have, their records, they don't know about you, you don't know about them. And it's just a matter of, I want to protect myself, or I feel a bit lonely or stuff like that. So you're not making him see the children, that's between you and him. But when there's another man now, this is I think this is when you're putting people at risk now, because emotions will kick in between the new partner, and he'll think, whoa, what, how could you talk to my wife like that? And I'm not talking, or he's not talking about, or to your wife like that, because she's yours, bro. It's only about the children, and she's taking the mick. And from time she's living under your roof, yeah, or from time she's your partner, now it's me against her. But from time you want to get involved, and she's allowing you to get involved, and I mean in the West especially, it's not like, oh, the woman gets married so she's under her husband. That's considered controlled and considered to be abuse, because the woman has got her rights, she's got her her issues that she can deal with independently, and we okay, this is I'll give you a platform for this. So if your man is going to get involved, if your new man is going to get involved, then fair enough. Is he getting involved to fix things, or is he facilitating for this abuse to take place against the the father, not even the ex, because it's not about the ex partner, it's about the father. When we use the word ex partner, it's always abusive, so her ex. So he's just a father. He's a father. He wants to see his children. If you want to go and get married to anyone, it's not our issue. It's not our issue who you get married to. If he's Muslim, if he's tall, if he's short, if you want to get married to an non-Muslim, if you want to, if you want to go to whatever you want to do, yeah. If someone, I couldn't manage her behavior, or manage her, or support her Islamically or morally or spiritually during my marriage, do you think I'll be able to control her after marriage? Yeah. And I'm not here to control nobody. I can't even control myself. Yeah. So let's not play the game of, oh, he wants to control me because I got a new partner, this and that. No one cares about you and your new partner. It's about, you've got, you have occupied a land that's not yours, which is the father's territory. The mother cannot be the mom and the dad. Yeah, she can only be mom. And from time you bring in a new man and he's calling. So look, I have no problem personally that my ex gets married and the children call him dad, and they call him mom, and they call him anything that they want to do inside the house. That's between them. They can call him by name, they can call him Baba, they can call him anything. Yeah, I have no issue with this. I have issue when I am not seeing the children, and this new person, whether he knows it or not, he is just there to fill a gap. Yeah, okay, he's there, okay, to fill a gap. And no matter, I don't care if you both love each other or not. I mean, there is a gap that she needs to fill, and there's a gap for you that you need to fill. Now, don't fill next man's gaps. Fill the gaps financially, show them love, care for the children. Yeah, as a stepdad, no problem. I would even say, don't call him stepdad. That's a bit. Call him Baba. I have no problem with that. Okay, I mean, if it's Islamically something else, then we'll deal with it. Okay, but they're not allowed to change the children's names. That's Islamically, and that's even legally. If you got PR, which is parental responsibility, they're not allowed to change schools. They're not allowed to change religion. They're not allowed to, introduce them to new medical interventions without father. But this is all being done without father. So it's already, father's territory is being occupied by mom. Okay, so she's already an oppressor. She's already took your territory, and now she's bringing next people to fill these voids, because what's going to happen, whoever she's occupying will start asking questions. Where's Baba? Okay, so it's not a natural thing. The children are going to grow, they're going to go to parents evening, they're going to go Father's Day, and I don't have a father. Where's Baba? Okay, so it's either the mom is going to say he's dead or he's in prison, or okay, let's sit down. Father has been abusive to me, but he's also been abusive to himself, and that's why he's just lost somewhere in the UK and he doesn't want to see you. Okay, now because there's Facebook today, there is majority of our community will all know one another, and she can't hide with these children for long. She can't. I mean, look, you can hide when they're not verbal, but when they're verbal and they go into football and they go into this session and that session, they go into city center, people are going to see them. Their cousins are going to start seeing them. Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. So when you start bringing next man, this next man is going to fill a gap. Now this gap is not for the children in terms of, oh, here's a new father. No, that gap is, you want someone to defend you as a woman against the outsiders, which is the father. So this new partner, whether he knows it or not, he's going to be weaponized by the abusive partner, which is the mom. So she's going to go and look for someone to continue defending her, because as time goes on, it's either with age, her transgression or oppression will fade, because with age you start remembering that your appointment with Allah is getting closer because of your weaknesses and stuff like that, and you see others dying around you, and you start to mature. Or also because it's not fashionable for you now. You're just being an evil old witch. This is what you're becoming. And it's not a good thing, and it's not a good thing for me to say, but unfortunately this is where we are. And yeah, so this new person now, he is part of this life after divorce, and he's taken side by just being there. So what he needs to do is he needs to either put his hands up and say, yo, I'm not involved in this, you're my new wife, but you need to come to my side of life. I've got my own house, I've got my own life. You come to me, and your children can go and stay with your mum. And I don't want to see these youths, because I don't even want to, wipe over their heads like they're orphans, or, get the reward of taking care of. No, I blatantly don't want to get involved. Yeah. And that's it. But when you live there and you are, let's say, attending appointments with mum, because obviously you want to safeguard your partner and stuff like that, and you want to be there with her, now you are automatically involved. Yeah, because that moral support that you're giving, who are you giving it to, my bro? Yeah, who are you giving it to? You're giving it to someone that is systematically abusing the children, her previous in-laws. So okay, let me just conclude with this. If you are seeing this now, if you're seeing these ghosts now, if people come to you from this life of after death and say to you, this is what we saw and this is what's happening there, wouldn't you iron things up in your life today? You would. Yeah. So if you're married to a divorcee and she's doing that to her ex, you need to know that this will be your life after divorce if you have a child with her, number one. And if you ever yeah, go astray in terms of what she's telling you to do, even if she's not bringing it in terms of orders. So a woman is very smart, she's very creative, and she's not like me and you where we can say blatantly, look, if this is what I want and this is what I can't tolerate. A man should understand his woman without her asking. So she might show you that she's not happy, and the worst thing to be is not, I'm not happy, not because you're not taking me on holiday, or you haven't changed this, or you haven't done this for me, or we haven't been on holiday. And I mean, women, they do have bigger concerns than just going on holiday. But I'm saying, when it's the concern is her ex-partner and next man, that's when your ego and your pride and your manhood will kick in, and then that could be that. That's your sign of weakness. That's your leech right there. Do you understand? That's it. You will have this jaw lock. Yeah, that you just want to see that ex, so you can jaw lock his blood fire. Yeah, this is what happens, and this is how domestic issues can escalate. I mean, it's not going to escalate between someone and his mom, and his ex partner, his baby mother, but from time she's got a new partner, it's either he's gonna flee that relationship because he's gonna think, you know what, why do I want this baggage, and it's a baggage that's coming with problems, or he's probably gonna think, you know what, I am the man for this, and he's gonna stand his ground. And if the ex is not someone that's reasonable, if he's not someone that is just, he's always gonna think, okay, hold on, okay, so she's giving me something to punch now. Yeah, she's giving me a punching bag until the actual fight. Yeah. So just before I go, my brothers, okay, this life after divorce, you don't know the rules of it. Okay, because you haven't been there. And you might go there and thinking, you know what, I'm going there as an amateur fighter. It's my first fight. And you're wearing your mouth guard, and you're wearing your guards, and you're wearing your gloves. But you're going against someone that's knuckle fighting. And it's an underground fight, which is illegal. But people are, betting. People, they've got trainers, they've got sponsors, they've got, So you need to know what discipline is being used, or there's no discipline at all. It's not even an MMA, it's a knuckle fight. Yeah. Which you sign. If you die, you die, innit? And this is what's happening to our brothers, because they don't know what is it that they need to do. Okay, how are they supposed to manage this? How are they supposed to conduct themselves? Are they supposed to just take it on the chin and move on, and say, you know what, time will tell, and Allah is not gonna make these children go astray, and Allah is gonna bring them back, just like Musa to his mom, or just like Yusuf or Joseph to his father and his tribe, and then he's sinful, and he's someone that gave up on his own children. And even if he's got a new wife and new children, he's going to think to himself, and he's always going to have on the back of his head that, you know what, whatever you've got today, who paid the expenses of it is your actual children or your first marriage. So you know what, you just used your first because all this self-blame happens. Okay, we're human, yeah, and an-nafs al-lawama, is always there. And this nafs or this self needs to tell you off, needs to tell you that, okay, you are not doing the right thing, or you're doing this selflessly and keep doing it, or you're doing this in a selfish way, and you're going to pay the expense. Not just you, your own children are going to pay the expense, and the whole community, because we all pay the expense of single mothers and all these children going into crime and being groomed and this and that. So again, my brothers and sisters, okay, we need to be very careful, okay, because this life after divorce does not end by you getting married or her getting married. It just adds more escalation. Yeah, you might have a new wife where previously you had 3 children, and now you've only got 1 child with the new partner, and she might feel that, okay, you're only keeping me on 1 child when the previous wife gave you 3, and does things that does happen. You might want to see your children, and your new partner thinks, oh, okay, what's happening here? Okay, since when he thinks about them. So, is he thinking of having her as a second wife, even though she was his first? So anyway, there's a lot of questions that take place, and as a person, as a Muslim, you have to always self regulate yourself, and yeah. So I just leave it there, inshallah, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us benefit and benefit others from what we do and say, and to give us sincerity, and to make us among those that are imams and people that guide others in our personal life, and in our community, and especially in the West. We don't want to be fitna للذين كفروا, or fitna للذين so like a fitna or a trial to non-Muslims. When they see you, they think, oh, okay, so what Islam are you talking about? Look at your characteristics, look at your upbringings, look what you're doing to each other. Like, when the judge sees you, and you're wearing your hijab, and your ex is wearing his beard, and then you're lying about one another, lying, and he's thinking, you know what? This whole problem, I can just solve this whole mess by going to the pub and having a drink. Astaghfirullah, yani, it's very, it's a big sin to drink. But are you telling me that these guys have got the greatest religion, and they can't sort out their issues, and I can sort it out with one sin, that I can repent with that God that they claiming that He's the most merciful? So again, we are a test. Yeah, we are a test to Muslims and to non-Muslims and to our own family. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made our children and our wives and our money fitna, a test. So we need to be careful, brothers and sisters, inshallah, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us patience and unite us with our beloved ones and loved ones in this life and in Jannah, in the afterlife. And I'll leave it in there, inshallah. Wa jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.